neat. My son and my daughter-in-law, it says tea time with Dorarena. That is just so sweet. Thank you. Yep, and I must let you know too, because you know how us kids are, how our kids are. This is another one of my cups that I got for Mother's Day. It has the butterfly on it. This one is from my daughter. So I had to show that one just, you know, for the sibling thing, if you know what I mean, okay? Okay, so like I said, if anybody is there, just let me know you there with a hi or hello or something. Yeah, I got my notes today because I want to make sure that I cover everything. We've been talking about confidence, and we're going to continue to talk about that because it's such an important subject and it helps our self-esteem and things like that. So yeah. We're just giving people time to check in if they're going to check in. So that's what we're doing right now. Like I said, if you're there, just let me know that you're joining us. All right? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. One of the things that I want to share with you today, like I said, is I want to talk to you about our confidence. And I want to encourage you to grow in confidence. And if you don't think you are worth much, then you won't act like it, you won't talk like it, and you won't walk like it. And if you do not walk in the confidence that you should display, you know, other people will not have. Oh, hi, Aisha. Thanks for joining us. I want to have you on here so we can do a, you know, one of those split things. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Aisha, I want to have you on here. Talk to me, girl, next week, right? Okay. Well, anywho, so we're talking about confidence, not arrogance. Confidence. And you know, that's something that all of us can grow in. You know, it really doesn't matter how much you know or how long you've been living, we all can grow in confidence. And like I said, you know, we really need to learn how to value our own selves. I was thinking about this, and this came to me, you know, that the reason why a lot of times we are taken advantage of by men folk is because we do not value our own selves. So because we don't value ourselves, they don't value us. And so we need to let them know, hey, this ain't no easy picking. We're not on the shelves to be selected like a piece of meat. You know, we are women of wisdom. We hold our head up. You know, even if we make a mistake, that was one thing that my stepmom told me. She said, chin up, chin up, keep your chin up, even when you make mistakes. Because really, if you think about it, when we make mistakes is when we learn. We learn what not to do and what to do, what works and what doesn't work. And so to gain confidence, you have to step out. You will not gain confidence without stepping out and doing something. And so, you know, we need to find out what is that we like to do. What gives us that pleasure and that joy when we do something? That has a lot to do with our dream. And so as we step out and start doing things, we will start gaining confidence in those things. And we start valuing ourselves, and then we won't let other people disvalue us. All right? That's so important. You know, the other thing is, you know what? We don't need to look on the outside to be validated by other people. We need to value our own selves in the inside. And that's the reason why, you know, I keep stressing the point of knowing who you are. You know, are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? You know, what do you like? What do you do not like? You know, do not compromise on things that you do not like just because somebody else likes it. You know, that affects our confidence. And you know, really, when we devalue ourselves, you know, when we devalue ourselves, men folk take advantage of us, and that damages our low self-esteem all over again. So it makes it harder for us to value ourselves when we're allowing other people to not value us. And if we're compromising our own convictions for someone else, especially the men folk, because you know what? we need to let them know that we are women of wisdom, and you are not going to take advantage of me, you know. And I'm not trying to take advantage of you, but you're not going to take advantage of me either. And you know what? Really, if you think about it, men respect that. They really do. They respect a woman when she is being a woman, when she stands for what she believes and do not compromise or move. You know, I think it was about a couple of weeks ago, my husband, he was telling somebody that was one thing that he liked about me. When I got my mind made up and it's going to be this way, that is the way it's going to be. I'm not changing, you know, for him or anybody else. I'm not doing that. Because then, you know, I got to deal with myself. And, you know, when you do not follow through on your personal convictions, you know, that brings depression. It really does. Because you're not living up to your own standards. And you're cutting corners, you know. And if you fall into that, not only compromising, but the comparison trap, then you start falling into that. And you start falling into, you know, low self-esteem, disvaluing yourself, you know, things like that. When you Do not follow your personal convictions. Stop allowing people to take advantage of you. And because when you do that, you're damaging your own confidence when you do that. You know, one thing, you know, and a lot of this stuff, I had to learn this stuff the hard way because I didn't have someone to share and teach me all of these things. I had to learn by experience. So, you know, I may not have a master's degree and this and that, but I have a master's degree in the, what do they call that? The School of Hard Knocks, okay? You know, so now I got it, and I'm sharing it with you. So don't go through the same thing if someone else is giving you the knowledge and the wisdom to curve that type of life. You know what I mean? You know, this word came to me, demure. It's D-E-M-U-R-E. You have to look that up. And it's a word that describes modesty. You know, it's about being modest. And that's another area where, you know, if we don't just let it all out, you know, then we're having some discrepancy. You should have discrepancy, you know, not just let it all out. You know what I mean? Just like I said, everything that comes in your mind, do not allow that to come out of your mouth. You know, and demure, that means you respect yourself. You don't just, you know, you're not just gonna go out and look any old kind of way. And that's the reason why a lot of times we are taken advantage of we are taken advantage of because we look like somebody that can be taken advantage of. You know, it's, you know, the outside, it starts with the inside. It really does. It starts with the inside. You know, and you have to realize this. You are somebody. You are somebody. You are a mother. You're a sister. You're a daughter. You're an aunt. You're a grandmother. You are somebody, and that gives you value. You know, it's all about, you know, the character from the inside. And that's, again, we need to know who we are. You know, we need to know whether or not, you know, what our highest qualities are or what our negative sides, so that we can work on those things. Just like I was sharing last time about the book, The Way That I Act or something. I know I'm not giving the right title, but you know what I'm saying. So it's important, find out who you are before you start giving yourself out to other people. Now that's a good word. We need to know who we are before we start giving ourselves out to other people. And when we're around other people, we start acting like them because a lot of times we don't know who we are. And if you know who you are, then you're not easily moved by what everybody else is saying, what everybody else is doing, how everybody else is dressing, you know, things like that. You need to have your own identity. Who are you? You are a woman or a teen girl with confidence. That's who you are. And that's who you want to be or become. So when you start respecting yourself, everybody else will start respecting you as well. and, you know, I've been out there, I've done my thing, you know, and, you know, being disrespected, don't like that life. You know, I had to grow and learn how to love myself, how to respect myself, and make sure that other people respect me, you know, and let people know you know, I got brains. I can think. I know, you know, I know some stuff. So you gotta show what's on the inside has to show up on the outside. So educate yourself. Educate yourself on who do you want to be? What do you want to be? What are your dreams? What do you want to pursue? You know, and start doing those things, and that'll start helping to build that confidence up. And you know what? Look yourself in the mirror and start telling yourself, you know what? I am of value. I am a person of value, and I have confidence. I love me. Even though you may not feel that way, but start saying that, because it has to start somewhere. And if you want other people to look at you right, you're going to have to look at yourself right. Okay? So that's important. And listen, you know what? Beauty is skin deep. Beauty on the outside will not last forever. Do not build your confidence or your life around your looks, because one day the skin gets old, things drop, then what you gonna do? You know, it's all about the character on the inside. Beauty is as beauty does. And the beauty inside of you, the character that you are, will last forever. And you know what? It will never wrinkle. It will never drop. It will never get old or go old, because beauty from the inside lasts forever. And you know what? That's what men folks are really looking for. They're looking for somebody that really love themselves, that have confidence in themselves, and walk around like they know who they are. And you know, it's like I said, it's not about being arrogant or acting like, you know, you're better than anybody else. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowing who you are in the inside and being okay with who you are, loving who you are, and just walking with your head up, knowing that. And you know what? There's some people that you would scare off, because there are some people and there are some men folk that are afraid of women that have confidence. And usually men folk that are like that, those are the men that you really don't want around you anyway. You know, you want men folk around you that respects who you are. They value your opinion, and they're not looking at just how good you look or how well shaped you are. You know, because after a while, once that gets old, they're gone. But if they love you for who you are in the inside, they will be there, because what it does is it brings value to their lives. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody that can bring value to their lives. They're not looking for somebody that just can be a showcase, and you're showcasing your beauty or your shape or anything like that. And I'm not speaking against, you know, having looking beautiful and being shapely or whatever. I'm not speaking against that. because we should take care of our bodies. But it's more important that we start from the inside and then let it flow from the outside. And when we do that, we'll start feeling better about ourselves. We'll start having confidence in who we are, and we won't let every little thing move us, and we won't let every little thing change our, well, let's say it like this. We won't compromise on our convictions, because once you know who you are, you know what you believe, you know what you stand for, you know what, and if you don't stand for something, you won't stand for anything. But one thing you need to stand for is, who are you? Stand for having confidence in who you are. Get to know you. Get to know you. Get to know you before you start allowing everybody else to really get to know you. And then other people be trying to dictate to you who you are, and you become confused and depressed because you don't even know who you are. You're still trying to figure it out, you know. But the thing is, go inward. Go inward and search and see, okay, what's in my heart? What do I like to do? What do I do not like to do? And you know, there's sometimes that we do, you know, have to compromise, you know, in relationships, but your values and your convictions, you don't compromise those. You do not do that for anyone. You know, you stand up and be the beautiful woman that you are from the inside. And you know, one time somebody told me this, and I needed to hear that. Because see, when I grew up, to me, you know, I told you, I got talked about a lot. I never felt like I was beautiful or pretty or anything like that. You know, I had a nice shape and everything, but to me, that was all I had, you know. And, you know, this older gentleman, he told me this one time. I was at an event, a church event, and he told me, he said, you know what? He said, you're just as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside. And you know, I'd rather have the inside out than the outside in. You know what I mean? You know, because I heard a woman give her testimony one time, and she was pretty. She was a beautiful woman. And, you know, she was a cute little girl that grew up to be a beautiful looking woman. And I heard her give her testimony one time, or she was sharing her thoughts. And she was saying how hurt she was in the inside, because everybody always talked about how beautiful she was. They valued how she looked on the outside more than they value who she was in the inside. And so no one never really took the time out to really know her, you know, from the inside. So, you know, even though you may look good on the outside, you could be feeling empty in the inside, because no one is really valuing who you really are. Because who you really are comes from the inside, you know. And now, you know, my husband tells me, you know, he compliments me a lot and all this kind of stuff like that. And that, you know, that makes me feel good. But, you know, he more values who I am. And that's what's really important. You know, we got a lot of young people, you know, lots of young, and now even the older women, you know, we're trying to look good on the outside, because we want to be validated, by our beauty. But our true beauty comes from the inside, because beauty is as beauty does. Have you ever heard that before? So again, love who you are. Build your confidence up. Start doing some things that's gonna help you build your confidence up. And love who you are from the inside. And I don't know who you are, but I know you need to hear this. Stop compromising your convictions. Stick to what you value, and don't allow other people to persuade you to go beneath your values and your standards. And some of us, we need to raise our standards and show menfolk and others that we are more than just something you select off of a shelf. We love ourselves, we value ourselves, we respect ourselves, we honor ourselves, and then that will cause other people to treat us that same way. Because if they can't treat us like that, they're not even worth having. They're not even worth being around. I saw someone say this one time, that, a friend that will take up for you when you're not around, that's a friend. But friends that talk about you and put you down behind your back, they're not worth having around you. So value yourself, have confidence in who you are. Yeah, Candy, that's true. She says, we will be treated the way we allow people to treat us. That's true. One time I was told, nobody can do no more to you than what you allow them. And when that came to me, a lot of this stuff I learned in my latter years, but once that came to me, I was like, yeah, that's right. No one can do no more to me than what I allow them to do. So I need to quit allowing people to take advantage of me. Quit making people think, or showing people, are, what I'm saying, making them believe that I'm a weak person. Yeah, because, people will try to take advantage of you and influence you to do whatever they want you to do for their benefit, not for yours, for their benefit. Somebody like that, they don't even really care about you, really. So we need to care about ourselves. And I'm not talking about being selfish. We need to care about, what is that? First preservation. What is that? Well, what I'm saying is, if you don't take care of you, how can you take care of anyone else? If you don't take care of your own health, and you're not healthy, how are you going to be healthy enough to take care of somebody else? And I'm going to share this with you, and then I'm going to let you go. But, you know, there was a older couple that lived across the way from us, and he, you know, he got sick and everything, and, you know, the wife, she was, you know, taking care of him, and she was doing the best she could and everything, and she died before he did. She was taking care of him, and she died before he did. He ended up having to go into a nursing home anyway. And you know why? Because sometimes we put more into taking care of other people than we do taking care of ourselves. And if we don't take care of ourselves, if you really think about it, how can you be something for somebody else that you're not even being to yourself? So, you know, take that. That is my worst fear. Oh, with my mom. Yeah. Well, you know what? I went through that, you know, with my dad. My dad was 92 when he passed away and everything. And, you know, I went through that with him. But some things, you know, we have to realize that, and this is what came to me. I was like, wow, okay. Well, sometimes we got to realize that people reap what they sow. And there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. And that's the reason why right now, why we can, you know, if we're going to reap what we sow, we need to make sure that we're sowing the right stuff, even in our own lives. You know, what are we sowing in our own selves? You know, what are we sowing in other people? And you can't give what you don't have. And so, but if you're trying to give it anyway, you're giving part of yourself away, and you're going to be depressed. You're going to be depressed because now you don't went past your standards. You don't went past your convictions, and you done lowered, you know, your own self to, you know, giving yourself out to everybody else instead of taking care of you. Take care of you, and you can take care of everybody else. And those that don't need your attention, you'll be able to just not give it to them. Now, I know that may sound harsh, but the truth is the truth. Either you're going to let people tear you down, or you're going to protect yourself so you can be what you need to be to those that really need you. How about that? Okay, well, this was Tea Time with Dorarena, and I'm so thankful that all of you joined in with me. I hope that you received from what I shared, and that you would put these things into practice and become a young woman, a teen that walks around with their head up because you value you and you grow in confidence. All right? All right, I love you, my wow friends. Until next week. Bye-bye.